Good evening and welcome to NEWSBREAK Live. I'm Hiba Sama. Thanks for joining us. Today, people across the nation are encouraged to sign up to make sure their voices are heard. It marks National Voter Registration Day, a holiday celebrating democracy. Held on every fourth Tuesday of September, this National Day makes sure everyone has the opportunity to vote. 6 weeks before the November 6th midterm elections, volunteers and organizations from across the country hit the streets to help people get registered. It's also a way to create broad awareness and reach voters who may not register otherwise. This past Saturday, Women's March Los Angeles hosted a voter registration rally at Columbia Park in Torrance. There was music, guest speakers, with the goal to encourage people to vote. We will have a full report on This Week in Torrance this Thursday. According to statistics, in 2016 alone, more than 750,000 voters used national voter registration as a time to sign up. Right now, through 7 p.m., the Torrance South Bay YMCA is hosting a registration drive sponsored by the League of Women Voters. And today was also a big day for El Camino College students looking for the next step in their educational journey. Students were busy talking to representatives from more than 80 universities at the library lawn today. The Transfer Day Fair gives students an opportunity to ask questions and get answers from local representatives. Students learned about campus life and financial aid, to name a few. El Camino College staff says it's also a way to encourage students about transferring and positively motivating them. El Camino College has a high transfer rate, and out of 114 colleges, it's in the top 10 that sends students into the UC system. It's in the top 5 for transfers to Cal States.
Representatives are talking a lot about admission strategies to them. They are giving them the deadlines so that they don't miss the appropriate deadlines. They are answering questions about whether they have their major or not, what kind of campus life environment they've got, and about any kind of upcoming events or open houses that they can attend in the near future.
It's a great way for us to connect with students, introduce ourselves, introduce our campus, let students know what the requirements are to be admitted, let them know how to be a competitive applicant for our school.
We will have more on this event, and we'll tell you what else students learned from it on This Week in Torrance on Thursday. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is taking steps to teach students across the county on how to survive a dangerous situation. 70 school districts in Los Angeles County are being offered a special brochure on how to survive an active shooter situation. The Sheriff's Department announced it will distribute copies to community colleges as well. On a Facebook post on Monday, officials say active shooter situations are on the rise, and according to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, nearly half of these type of incidents happen in everyday locations, often without warning. Statistics show 64% of threats against schools involve guns. The brochure, based on the department's Emmy Award-winning active shooter public service video, assists people on what they should do when they're faced with an active shooter situation, which is to run, hide, and fight. Torrance Unified School District says they don't have plans just yet to implement it. You can see the brochure on the LASD app. Torrance police are investigating a dead body found in the city today. At 10:10 a.m., Torrance police responded to the area of Del Amo Boulevard and Maple Avenue. Once they arrived, a male was found dead on a railroad cargo car. The cause of death is under investigation and the identity is still unknown. Officials say the immediate area around the railroad tracks will be shut down for the investigation as well. Torrance Police has partnered with the BNSF Railway for this investigation, and the coroner's office responded as well, and they're conducting their own investigation. Traffic will not be impacted during this time. Officials say if you have any information regarding this case, contact the department at 310-328-3456. Now, one of Torrance's largest parks is offering new adventures to children. As part of the city's program to improve Torrance's playgrounds, Wilson Park now boasts a new one. The equipment installation will be done this week. Next, there are plans to lay down the wood chips. There is also new concrete pathways, a sandbox, and a shaded bench area. Play equipment includes a teeter tunnel, swings, and a play web. Wilson Park also has a splash pad under construction. The 44 acres of space has a sports center, batting cages, and is home to the Torrance Certified Farmers Market on Tuesdays and Saturdays. You can expect lane closures throughout the week in Torrance. Today through Saturday, Southern California Edison will be busy with underground electrical work near the intersection of Pacific Coast Highway and Hawthorne Boulevard. It's part of the upcoming intersection widening project. From 9 p.m. through 5 a.m. tonight through the morning, there will be 2 lane closures northbound Hawthorne Boulevard from 242nd Street to PCH and a single lane closure on 242nd Street at Hawthorne Boulevard. There will be delays and drivers are asked to take alternate routes. A speech focusing on the accomplishments in the city of Torrance and what's yet to come is just a few days away. This Thursday, Mayor Patrick Fury will give his annual State of the City address. As of this morning, only 10 tickets were available. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce sponsors this luncheon, inviting the Torrance business community. In the past, Mayor Fury has addressed education, the business boom, and much more. The event will take place at the DoubleTree by Hilton from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. this Thursday. To purchase a ticket, call the Chamber at 310-540-5858. During the month of September, you can grocery shop while giving back. Smart and Final has teamed up with the Volunteer Center South Bay Harbor Long Beach. You can support its Food for Kids program by donating $5 or $10 at checkout at one of the 4 locations in Torrance. The center's program assists low-income students with meals for the weekend. School administration identifies families with the greatest need each week, and students get to take bags home to share with their families. Torrance Smart and Final locations are the only ones participating. For more information on how you can help the center, go to volcenter.org. Are you looking for a job? A big-name department store is hoping to hire nearly 90,000 seasonal workers. Kohl's has plans to hire associates and is hosting a seasonal hiring day at selected stores across the country on October 20th. Interested candidates can stop by participating stores to interview. The Torrance location is participating and looking for associates as well. The company has more than 1,100 stores and 9 distribution centers, 5 e-commerce fulfillment and credit centers nationwide. For more information, visit kohlscareers.com/hiring. A popular kid clothing store is looking for its next star. Gymboree is searching for the brand's next baby model. You can swing by your local Gymboree, including the one at the Del Amo Fashion Center, and style your child in all new Gymboree clothes. Then you just take a pic in front of the store photo wall and post it on Instagram with the hashtag #SmileBabySmileContest and your store's special hashtag. Gymboree has 1,200 retail stores across the country. The contest ends on September 30th. Now let's get to the weather. It sure is starting to feel like fall. Today there was a high of 70 degrees and an expected low of 63 tonight. Tomorrow there'll be a high of 73 degrees, and a low of 65. Then Thursday will warm up a bit with a high of 77 degrees. A hotel in Torrance is open again for business. Torrance City Council members and the Torrance Courtyard Marriott team celebrated the grand reopening of its location on 190th Street, right across from the former Toyota campus. Attendees had the chance to tour the new space that is centrally located near the StubHub Center, Del Amo Fashion Center, and other neighboring South Bay cities. The hotel was completely renovated and has a new pool area, fitness center, furniture, and decor.
Our rooms
Hotel
are very
officials say it was
practical and very
designed
convenient.
with the millennial
And I think
traveler
what
in
customers
mind.
are going to find is just a flexibility and the ease of being able to check in and check out, and providing complimentary Wi-Fi for all of our customers.
Well, this is a perfectly positioned hotel because it's right off the freeway, so it's easy access. It's right near our business areas, especially our Toyota facilities, which we're going to be bringing in new tenants here soon, and we expect that will generate a lot of business for this hotel. So the timing is perfect for them to be here and have ready for all the new business to come in.
Courtyard Los Angeles Torrance South Bay is located at 1925 West 190th Street. A recent recall of ground beef is growing. The United States Department of Agriculture says the recall of ground beef due to possible E. coli contamination could have been also sold at Safeway, Target, and Sam's Club. The E. coli outbreak has killed one person and 17 people have been reported sick. USDA on September 19th said that Cargill Meat Solution was recalling more than 132,000 pounds of ground beef products. Recalled items include 3-pound, 10-pound, and 20-pound packages of ground beef under the Our Certified, Excel, Sterling Silver, Certified, and Fire River Farms brands with July 11th use or freeze by dates. Most people with E. coli fall sick within 3 to 4 days. Here's some upcoming events. Tomorrow from 7 to 9 p.m. you can stop by the Bartlett Senior Center to learn more about the Historic Preservation Program. It's also a chance to meet new friends and neighbors. The same night, the city will also be looking for feedback regarding possible regulation or banning of leaf blowers in Torrance. Also on Wednesday, you can eat while donating to the Torrance Rosefoot Association. BJ's at the Delamo Fashion Center is hosting a fundraiser. 20% of the proceeds will benefit the 2019 float. Bring a fundraiser flyer from torrancerosefloat.org to participate. Then this Friday from 5 p.m., the California Native Plant Society, the South Coast chapter, is hosting a plant sale. It'll take place at the Madrona Marsh Preserve. There'll be several native plant experts who'll be on site to help you buy the right one. Well, in just 2 minutes, find out where in one place you will be able to find vintage aircraft and one-of-a-kind cars this weekend right here in Torrance. We'll be back in just a few.
Did you find it? Elbows up.
You taught him how to hit a baseball,
Just like that. Say hi!
how to hit a receiver,
Nice.
the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Dad,
Just 1 minute, okay?
hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to the second half of NEWSBREAK Live, and joining me is Ray Johnson, who's the chair of a very exciting event called Palos Verdes Concours D Elegance. This year's theme is California Style. So talk to me about this wonderful event that's been taking place for the past 25 years.
Okay, but thank you very much for inviting me to come today. Yes, as you said, it's our 25th anniversary, so we have, for 25 years, have been putting on a show that features classic, vintage, and special interest automobiles. We've held the show in various venues around the Palos Verdes Peninsula in this area, and 2 years ago we moved to Zamperini Field and we hold a show at Robinson Helicopter. It's featuring, as you said, the California Style is our theme, which means we're going to be celebrating the California car culture. We're going to have a wide variety of cars that really celebrate the California car culture. Also, because of moving to Zamperini Field, we were able to add vintage airplanes to the show. We did that last year, and it was very successful. And one of the things we do is we show the airplanes and the cars together. So if possible, we even show of like eras. So we'll have a 1930s cars being shown with a 1930s airplane, for example. And people seem to really enjoy that last year. It's this Sunday and the 30th, and I think it's going to be a fantastic show.
And we're going to give more information later on in this segment about how people can buy tickets and about parking and more tips. But I want to talk a little bit about the historical significance of such an event that takes place in the South Bay. But really, as you mentioned earlier, it started in France, and there's a lot of history all around the world.
Well, when you go back to the original, and people always ask about the name Concours D Elegance, it's because they did start in France, and they did start back in the 20s and 30s as people showed off their custom-built automobiles back in that time frame, and then just carried over. And then once we moved to the post-war years, they started featuring the vintage cars or the older cars from that same era. And so we continued here. There's a few other shows around. With the big one is up in Carmel, for example. That was in August. But we've had ours going for 25 years, and it's been a very successful show.
As you mentioned, it's a car show, and since you've moved locations, people can see one-of-a-kind aircraft. Now, what is the difference between this type of quote-unquote car show and other car shows that happen across Los Angeles County? What's so unique?
Well, the real unique thing are the airplanes, the fact that we are able to show airplanes. And it's a great venue. Being able to be at the Robinson facility, it's got a great space, it's flat, it's very easy to get around. We've got great parking for spectators in the Robinson facility. And so all in all, it's a great venue. And so the other thing is the theme, the fact that we always do themes. So we try and have something like California Style. And so what does California Style mean? Well, for the post-war cars, the more recent cars, it means things like the Woodies. It's cars like the 50s convertibles. So all the 50s convertibles with the big fins will be well represented. Thunderbirds will be well represented, the early T-Birds that were from the mid-50s all the way into the 60s. We'll have even some Volkswagens. We'll have a wide variety of sports cars. We'll have British sports cars, which were very much part of the California car culture in the 50s and 60s, as well as all kinds of European sports cars. The other thing we're going to have are Japanese cars. A lot of people don't realize that when the Japanese auto manufacturers first came to North America, they came right to Southern California, and actually the South Bay. And so the original Toyota, Datsun, Honda, those companies all came right to the South Bay as they introduced cars to North America. And so we're going to be featuring Japanese cars because they represent a big part of the California car culture.
Wow, that's amazing. How many cars and aircraft do you expect to have displayed this Sunday in Torrance at the Zamperini Field?
We're going to have about 220 cars, and we're going to have about 15 airplanes. We have a feature airplane this year also, which is the Lockheed P-38 Lightning, a very important airplane, a fighter plane from World War II era, actually made in California. Most of them were built up in Burbank at the Lockheed facility. And there was a squadron of them that actually flew out of the airport here.
Wow.
Back then it was Lomita Field. It wasn't Zamperini yet, but they flew right out of here. So they're very significant and are also tied into our car culture.
This is a one-of-a-kind event. It only happens once a year. So talk to me about what does it take for this event to come to life?
Oh, boy, we work on this event all year. We start right after last year's show, we started working on this year's show. We start working on sponsors. We're trying to get people to sponsor the show and help fund the show. And then the process of getting the cars. The cars are all invited. So we have to locate the cars, or people come to us, we have to review them, and we invite the cars to the show. That whole process takes the better part of a year to set up. So we have a board of about 12 members, and they have been working all year on this.
Great. And talk to me about the car enthusiasts who are there with their one-of-a-kind cars, and they're super excited to show them off. I know the registration for that is closed now, but what can people expect on that end of things?
Well, when you come as a spectator, be sure and talk to some of the car owners, because all the car owners are very enthusiastic about their cars, and they love to share information about them. So take the time to try and meet some of the car owners. They're all unique, and they're all different cars. And I'm sure you can learn something from talking to them. So it's a great idea to talk to all the enthusiasts.
Earlier in the segment, you talked about the diverse kind of cars that are out there. I'm not big on cars, but I know a large portion of those cars are Porsches.
Yes.
So that's a very luxurious car. So talk to me about what people can expect to see when it comes to that brand.
It's going to be the full range of particularly sports cars. One of our marks is Ferrari, and we view Ferrari as really being the ultimate California sports car when you think of Hollywood and that sort of thing. And so we'll have two classes of Ferrari, the early ones from 48 to about 1970, and then the later ones from about 1970 to 1993. We don't have anything newer than 1993 in the show. And so I think you're going to have a really good showing of Ferraris. And then there's just going to be a cross-section of every other kind of sports car. There will be some Porsches, there will be some Lamborghinis, there will be a wide variety of British sports cars, so it's going to be a very good showing of sports cars.
That's great. And for people who are interested, and we'll talk about, people can buy tickets on pvconcord.org. And tickets range from $20 to $25 each, correct? Or talk to me about that.
Well, right now, we had promotions. We had promotions with the tickets to celebrate the 25th anniversary. We had a promotion going for tickets were $25 online. That is actually over. We did that early on. And now the tickets are $45.
Okay.
You can buy blocks. If you're a club, you can buy blocks of tickets for 25 tickets for $25 each. So we still have some people buying blocks of tickets, particularly if you're a club, because it's a very good deal, obviously. And then also I should mention, we like to encourage families to come out, and children 13 and under are free for the show.
Wonderful.
So bring out your family.
For people who are interested in coming out this year, I hear parking is free thanks to a business. So
Tyco Engineering sponsored parking, and so parking is free. Just pull into the Robinson facility, and there's plenty of parking, and it's an easy walk right to the main gate to the show.
And all this information is online, of course. So tell me, besides walking around, seeing these wonderful cars, aircraft, there's obviously food. So what can people expect with that?
Well, we have a VIP experience. So that's a more expensive ticket, but it includes a catered lunch as well as preferential seating during the award ceremony. And that's $150 though for the VIP experience. We also are going to have food trucks there. We're going to have a variety of food trucks there, so there's going to be plenty of other food. And then there's also going to be beer and wine available. So we have something for everybody there.
The great thing about this event is that it all goes towards great causes. Your organization is a nonprofit. So talk to me a little bit about those organizations that some of the funds will be going to.
Right. We are a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. It's all volunteers, actually, that operate them. And our beneficiaries that we try and support, there's two beneficiaries. One is the Boys and Girls Club of Los Angeles Harbor. They've been our beneficiary for a number of years. It's an excellent organization, and we're very proud to be able to support them. The other recently we added is the Western Museum of Flight, and that is the flying museum that's located right at Zamperini Field. Also an excellent organization, and we're really pleased to be able to support them.
For viewers tuning in, we are talking about PV Concours D Elegance. I'm surprised I've gotten it right every time, kind of. But tickets are on sale currently online. It's this Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Are there any tips for that day, because it is a large one-day event, that you can give to the public?
Get there early. Get there early and take the time to be able to look at the cars slowly and talk to some of the owners. It's always great to talk to them early on because everyone is enthusiastic and everything. I recommend getting there early. I think you'll enjoy the show.
It is a jam-packed day, and if people have time after the show, they can also check out the Western Museum of Flight for free. Is that true?
I believe that's true on that day, yes.
Wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to mention, Ray, about the wonderful event? I'm sure you're very enthusiastic. You are the chair. So talk to me a little bit about, for anyone who's never been to this or who might not even be interested in this type of scene, why they should come out.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to learn. A lot of people aren't aware of the 50 years now of California car culture, and I'm just talking about the post-war years. All the great cars from the 50s, they're very exciting with their big fins, the wide variety of sports cars. You're going to see a lot of cars you probably have never seen before. And I think, one class I didn't mention is we're going to have station wagons. So in addition to having Woodies, we're going to have regular station wagons. And to me, nothing says Southern California suburbia like the station wagon. And so people are actually restoring station wagons, and that's a class that we're going to have also. And I should mention we're also going to have motorcycles. So there'll be a motorcycle
everything
class
then.
So we'll have everything.
Great. And I hear that there will be awards given out to some of these car enthusiasts. So are there judges that are out in the field that are looking at these cars individually?
Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, we have judges, and the classes are judged. They're judged on originality, and we award a first, second, and third. There's an award ceremony, and where we give out the trophies, and so people should, that usually starts around 1:30 in the afternoon. It's a great thing to stay for and to see who gets best of show, but they take that very seriously, and that's why the people have prepared their cars. They're going to be spotless cars because they are being judged.
Great. Well, Ray, thank you so much for your time. I know the Torrance City Cable crew will be there this Sunday. And for viewers tuning in, if you want to check out the PV Concours D Elegance, it's happening in Torrance this Sunday. And we'll go again. The pre-sale tickets are $45 and $50, correct?
Great. That's correct.
Thank you so much. And for more information, again, go to pvconcours.org.
Thanks again for inviting me.
Thank you. Well, that does it for NewsBreak Live. If you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you missed any portion of the show, you can catch it all on Torrance City Cable's YouTube page. Have a great night.